Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by BlackRifleCoffee.com.
Oh boy, James.
What up?
What do we have here? What do we have here?
You can see my beautiful face.
Yeah, we can. It's in SD, right? We're going back to standard def.
I would like to, yeah. I do not like this clear picture on my face.
Don't need any 4K, I don't think.
Who does? I don't like the feeling of it.
I think 4K is a little overrated.
For some stuff. Don't you think it's weird seeing older stuff? Like older movies in that really clear.
I do.
It feels weird.
Some of them have done a great job with it. Others have not. By the way, for our audio folks at home, we're back. We're back doing videos. We're live now. Videos will be back on YouTube and iTunes. Subscribe to the Ross Patterson Revolution video show on iTunes and YouTube.
Yeah.
Also, leave ratings and comments. Leave ratings and comments on the iTunes, please. Once we split feeds on iTunes, because iTunes is doing video now as well, we lost all our ratings. So that sucks. We had to start over from zero again. And go on and please rate the Ross Patterson Revolution podcast on iTunes so we can get our ratings back up. They said we had to start over since we're splitting the feed into two now.
Not a problem. Not worried about it.
But I like it for the fact that now on iTunes you can just watch it on your phone and it gives you both options right there. Like that's fucking amazing. I don't know why more people aren't. I suppose that'll be later on down the road. But Apple's doing well. They're trying to become the next Netflix, essentially.
Right. Good luck.
Yeah. So I don't know why they just don't buy Netflix, but they certainly have enough money.
That's the only time I'll say to Apple, good luck.
I know, right? The richest company in the world. You know, they're the richest company in the world. Yeah.
Superior product. Don't tell me any different.
Good luck.
Good luck, Apple.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out, I think. They'll figure something out. But
maybe.
You can't go against Netflix right now. I mean, it's like going against the Rajneesh.
I know. We'll get to that after.
I don't know.
We'll get to that after the sponsors.
I don't know if we have enough time.
No, we do. We definitely do. Because
about 30 hours of footage.
Everybody keeps talking about Wild Country on Netflix. Finally watched it.
Okay.
I'll give I got through all of it last night. You fell asleep. I did, yeah. So we'll
that was my second go round.
We'll get to that. Yeah. We'll get to that. First, for everybody watching the video show at home, we've got a couple new sponsors this month. This big guy right behind me.
I love it.
Woodburn Warriors. How dope is that? The new set piece for Ross Patterson Revolution.
It's just so cool.
God damn it, man. You want to talk about fine craftsmanship. Holy shit. How long?
I do.
How long does something like that take?
I don't even know. Talk about that. Yeah.
I don't even know.
I don't know. I don't exactly even know the process. I'm fascinated. It's a wood burning process.
Yeah, obviously.
That much I do know.
Yeah.
So...
Yep. But woodburnedwarriors.com is the one who designed this set, this new huge piece for the set. They're also one of our sponsors. You can go to woodburnedwarriors.com and peruse their entire catalog. Dude, they got American flags. They got, they even make fucking, the thing I love about them is they make these dope ass artwork that it's also like, it conceals things. So it doubles as a safe. You can put your guns in there. You can do anything you want with this shit. And they can do any design you want to have done on something that's wood burned where you're like, holy shit. I mean, peep this out. They made me.
Look at you.
Like, that's fucking crazy to me.
They burned you.
I know. It's awesome.
Onto wood.
Onto wood. So go to they're one of our new guys. Go to woodburnedwarriors.com. Use the promo code Revolution, and I believe you're getting 15 to 20% off on that. But
whoa.
Yeah, which is a massive savings. But this is some of the finest fucking artwork and craftsmanship I've ever seen, and that's That's no lie. Like, fuck, man. It's pretty awesome. I'm super stoked about it. Yeah. Next up, a newbie to the show. Oh.
Get that out of your hands, dude.
know.
You're going to open it and eat the whole thing right now.
Talking about grill your ass off. Grill your ass off is oh boy.
He opened it.
I'm gonna hold this up in the camera. This jerky is the best goddamn jerky you'll ever have in your entire life. I'm eating it now. I won't stop eating it ever again. I'm in trouble with this sponsor, by the way.
Why?
GrillYourAssOff.com. So they were a sponsor on Drinking Bros, right? Our sister show, Drinking Bros podcast. And I said to the guy, I said, hey, man, we have a slot opening up. I'd love to have your product because I literally eat it all the time. And he was like, oh, shit. I didn't know if you just said that on the show or that's real in real life. And I was like, no, man. And all the bags you keep sending me, I keep eating.
It's sad, actually.
Here's what's sad about it, right?
It's a problem.
Here's what's sad about it is I go because I know we're doing these live shows that are video again. And I had eaten all the bags they sent, James.
Oh, I know.
No. But I ate all of them, so we didn't have any for the set.
So you had to then tail between your legs, be like, hey, guys.
No, because I didn't want to do that.
You bought it.
I know what it's like running a business.
You bought it.
I know what it's like running a business, and I'm not going to just be the fucking guy who's the handout. I don't give a shit if it is my show, and I they are sponsoring it or whatever. Like, you can't demand, like, free products from your sponsors all the time.
No, not demand.
No, but...
Yeah.
So with GrillYourAssOff.com, they have the promo code REVOLUTION for 15% off, right? I go, like, the day that they set up the promo code, and I ordered 10 bags of it with my own promo code.
You dirty dog. You dirty dog.
I did buy it, but I did use my own promo code.
Okay.
And my parents are in town over the weekend. They were eating the shit out of it, too, and they were like, dude, I don't understand what... And I'm like...
It's so good.
Never had jerky like this before. Never.
It's so good.
So I'm super stoked that they're a new sponsor. But they also have seasonings there. So it's look, ass eating season's over, obviously. It's grilling season.
Let me see the front of that bag again.
Boom.
There you go.
Boom, boom.
And so that's what it looks like. Seasonings are huge, by the way. You get a big amount.
Yeah, so you're good. Like, you're good for the summer. And the thing is like, their seasonings are right up there with the best in the biz, like Lowry's and all those fucking guys.
I think they're better.
I did too, and it's like,
they have
if
so
you're
much
gonna
variety.
get it, and if you're gonna get barbecue seasonings for the summer, get it from GrillYourAssOff.com. They're veterans. It's a fucking awesome company, but their jerky, dude, this jerky, I cannot speak highly enough about it. It's a 4-pack, so you can get and it's all made in the USA. You can get original, you can get Cowboy, the sweet and spicy. That's the one that's crippling me. And the original, yeah, the original and the sweet and spices, it's killing me.
Right,
it's killing me, and I can't stop eating it.
It really is.
And if it's open in my vicinity, good night, sweet Charlotte. I will not stop eating it.
Sure.
Sorry, not sorry.
Right.
Next up, Jabes. StraightRazors.com.
Oh, you just see it in the flesh. That's a clean cut. Smooth. You like it?
Oh, man.
Do you like it?
That was a long pause in that
Or
one.
do you like it?
Really
Are you
long
a
pause.
lucky star?
Are you a China star?
China star? You know you are.
StraightRazors.com.
Come on, buddy.
It's the best shaving
It's
products on the
anything
planet.
you need to be a well-groomed gentleman.
Yes.
All the things from head to nuts.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't go. There's no leg. You could shave your legs.
You could shave your legs if need be, but
nothing for the feet. But I mean,
we're going head to nuts.
We'll go head to taint.
I'm gonna go ahead and seal up this jerky because I'm
I think you
destroying
should.
it. No,
I don't know. If,
no more jerky for me today.
Yeah, eating on the
boy.
show doesn't normally go over too well.
It doesn't, but it's God, again, if it's in my vicinity, I will eat it.
Sure.
StraightRazors.com's got the finest shaving products in the land. Talking about shampoos, conditioners, beard oils, mustache waxes. Here's that cologne I keep talking about, the Smolder. Woo!
Back.
Big fan. Big fan of StraightRazors.com. It's the shaving kit for a real man. And if you're worried about using their straight razors, they've also got these safety razors that look just like your normal razors, and boom, you're on your way. The razors are amazing. They last probably 3 times longer than a normal razor. Go to straightrazors.com. Use the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off, and there you're saving real shit. Did I talk about Strikeforce Energy?
No.
Because I'm all hopped up on it. So that seems strange that I didn't talk about it.
Your brain's all over the place. You've got jerky. You've got Strikeforce.
I have Here's the thing. We're now down to like 4 sponsors that it's, boom. Everything that I ever need in my life. And I might be good after this.
Sure.
Besides like a liquor company. That would be, that's probably the last thing I'm missing. And that's it.
Yeah, I think that would be next.
Yeah.
I think we need to work on that.
Yeah, for sure. Strikeforce Energy is
boom, 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 shabloinkers.
Shabloinks.
Sorry, it's the time in the show. If you see the video show, Jessie always puts her hair up at some point.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's like I think I'm a person that likes my hair down, and then I just like I'll style it, go through the whole thing for it to be down.
Yeah. Which takes a real long time.
So you're welcome, you guys. Yeah. That you got to witness that in the flesh now.
That's nice.
Right?
That's a real nice thing.
It's going up earlier this show.
Going up on a Tuesday. Put a little Strikeforce
in there.
Yeah, just wrap that bun.
That would work.
Yeah. Strikeforce has got 4 amazing flavors. Talking about orange, a ridge, lemon, make America grape again. And look, they get a 10-pack, a 40-pack, and a 750-milliliter bottle. The rest on your bar top or countertop. You can just boom, boom, pop a couple of squirts in and go. Strikeforce Energy is the premier energy drink in the biz. And they're doing it right. They're doing it tight, and they're doing it all night. They ship everywhere in the entire world. And that promo code of REVOLUTION for 20% off is good every time.
Ooh.
Last but not least is our chief sponsor. We usually say them first. We got a couple new ones tonight, so they get pushed to the back, but they're always front in my mind. Talking about blackriflecoffee.com. Look at these new tees they got. Boom.
Okay.
Super comfortable. And these new mugs.
Oh my gosh, I love them.
Are you for real?
They're so cool.
They're cool, and they just get it, man.
They're just cool.
Yeah, they get it. They get the whole shit.
I don't know what else to say other than yeah.
It's the best coffee there is. We got the bags in front of me here. Shit. I mean, there's medium roast, dark, silencer smooth, just black, caffeinated as fuck. If you're going to use the promo code, that's a one-time use of Revolution for 20% off. Use it on their coffee subscription of the month club. It's the jam. And a lot of people are going to the subscription of the month club, and I can tell you it's worth it. Grill Your Ass Off is doing it with their jerky. Strikeforce Energy is doing it with Strikeforce. And
Grill Your Ass Off does it?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, then you're all set.
I know. I'm good.
If you put that all on subscription, including this show,
good to
subscribe.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, you're set.
Set for life. Since you're set, I want to say that I'm upset. I'm upset, Jabes.
Okay.
I'm upset over the Drake album.
Yeah.
I'm upset over it.
Did you?
You're such a letdown.
Because you fell asleep during it, or what happened?
It's a snoozy album, and if you're a Drake fan, I mean, I guess I could compare it to the Marvin's Room album, where it's just like I don't want to hear these R&B groove jams. I want to hear bangers. And
what's like a Drake banger for you that he's like had? Just one.
He's had a million of them. All right. For instance, I'm Upset, that last track that came out, right?
That's like a banger.
I liked it a lot. Right. Yes. And if the whole album would have been like that, fine. The songs he did with Lil Wayne and I'm on one.
Oh yeah.
Fuck it, I'm on one.
I actually like that diss track. That was really good.
Same here. I mean, look, you go through Drake's catalog.
Right.
It's massive, and it is look, there's a million bangers that you've all danced to where you're just
sure. Yeah.
And that's what I want an album full of, and instead it wasn't. And the 2 songs that were beloved on that album that everybody loved were God's Plan and I'm Upset.
Right.
However, God's Plan came out so long ago that when you got to it on this, and this is a double album fucking CD, if you want to call it that, because I don't know why in this day and age, once I thought about it, I was like, why is this 2 albums? Because you should just put it all in one at this point. Like,
right.
It's just 25 songs. And I was excited about that it was 25 songs and I was amped about it. And then I get there and it's, you're stuck with this just singing Drake versus like rapping Drake. And the beats weren't hard enough. Nothing was really hard enough. Like, this isn't your summer album.
Right.
Now, if you didn't hear God's Plan and I'm upset and then this album dropped, you could probably look at this and be like, all right, cool. There's, 4 songs that I get down on, 4 or 5 songs. But I don't think there's anything that's going to test the radio where it's just like, boom, this is my fucking new summer shit. The best song on the album was Michael Jackson.
Yeah. But mostly because it was just so interesting. And not that it was like a banger, though.
It's not a banger, but I like the song as a whole, where it's just it's just a really fucking good song. And it was cool to hear Michael back. And
Meh.
Really? Oh, God. Of course you hate Michael Jackson, but it was cool to hear Michael back. And
because that's a song that you had it was never released, right?
It was never released. So I did some digging and they said it was recorded before Thriller. So it was an unreleased track by Michael Jackson.
How does Drake get that?
I don't know. And first of all, it didn't disappoint. It was a great song. And I don't think that, if you're using Michael Jackson and it's a shitty song, man, you fucked up. Like, you really fucked up.
Yeah.
But with this, it was a great song. Michael sounded dope. Drake was dope. Like, it just fit. It just fit it sounds like a movie song where it's like somebody's driving maybe to get their girl back, where you're just like, oh man, what the fuck is this?
I'll admit to that, yeah.
And it was really good. And again, I'd be curious as to what year. All they said was it was recorded before Thriller album. So why it was left in the vault, I don't know. When you hear it, it's awesome, but it's also creepy where you're like, whoa, you feel like you're listening to something from beyond the grave.
Yeah, and it just fits so well with that song.
Yeah.
It's a little trippy.
Yeah.
Because it just like is pretty seamless from him to Michael's voice to where you're like, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, so I like that one, and that's where it stopped for me. I've listened to that album maybe 2 or 3 times over the last couple of days, and still I go back to, God's Plan, I'm Upset, and then the Michael Jackson song. There's a couple at the top at the first 2 songs off the album that after a few more listens I can see me getting into, but out of 25 songs, when you only like 4 or 5, you got problems. Whereas with Kanye, and with Kanye, I critiqued it like an art album, but he only had 7 songs on there, and I liked 4 of them. So to have the same ratio and 80 less songs than Drake, it's not good. And I don't. The other thing I found interesting about it is I don't know when these songs were recorded and why. And the reason being is he got killed by Pusha T in that diss track, right? So a lot of these songs, there's like, you're listening way too closely to see if there's hidden meaning in them. Where you're like, oh, is this about Pusha T or because of Pusha T or why? And then an entire song was called March 15th, which was about the kid and what happened to him.
Yeah.
So he admitted to having the child. He admitted to a DNA test in the song. And he kind of just talked about the whole relationship and why. And you're like, all right, cool. Like, you made this song and like you're admitting that you have a child. And he's basically saying he's seen the child once. And
that's what he said in there?
Yeah. And that he's, that all of this stuff that he's made fun of over the years for his parents of not having a decent enough relationship to being a single parent. Now he's that. And it's strange. He said he only met the girl twice in the song. I mean, he went real deep with it where you were just like, whoa, that's too much information.
Really? don't like those kind of songs.
I don't either.
Like
and
a
it made me
song?
uncomfortable. It made me uncomfortable listening to it where I'm just like, oh.
Like,
And he
where's
talks
the
about
hook?
He talks about how he only has not pulled out once in his life. It was with this woman, and his mom, said this is what was going to happen eventually.
That's not
and
true.
blah blah blah.
That's a humble brag.
Either
Your sperm
way.
is not that fucking strong. Quit it.
Either way, it was an uncomfortable song, and like
One
the fact
time.
that Pusha T murders you so much in a song that you have to write an entire song about your hidden child just to come out into the world.
He won. He won.
He's won all the way around because what I
It feels like he's conceding, though.
yes, and what I said on the last show was this: if you come out with an album of 25 songs, which I was amped about the night of, it better destroy Pusha T's, and then you can change the narrative. Everyone will be talking about how great your album is versus this fucking rap beef that you lost in.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like he's trying to just ignore it. Do you know what I mean? He's not
sort of.
He's addressing it, being like, "Okay, you got me," but not. Did you hear any retaliation against him in this album?
No.
So it feels like he's like, "Okay, you got me."
Yeah.
And now I'm just gonna like try and move
on. But the problem is
which
you
is
can't.
the biggest win.
You can't. And you can't move on until you have a great album because now everybody's gonna look at this album and be like, "Shit, Pusha T just killed the whole album." Not only that, but Pusha T's album is still the greatest of the summer. So even though it was only 7 songs, it's fucking all 7 are great. And he beat Drake on the album side too, where you're like, all right, great.
Wait, here's a question. So was that song recorded before Pusha T's diss track?
No.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay.
And because he wanted to keep this child hidden.
Okay.
So this was recorded afterwards. There's a song on the album with Jay-Z where they talk about what's going on too. Like he talked about Jay-Z was rapping about Extension's death, which just happened.
Oh, okay. So then
2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So like Jay-Z must have just recorded that within the last week and a half.
Right.
Tops. To get on this album. And so I mean they really pushed it right up to the deadline. And again, that's all I kept thinking when I heard the album is how many of these songs were after that rap beef, how many were before, and why, and what you're changing from the album, because now you hear this shit and like even with I'm Upset, the whole narrative of that song is, I can't go 50-50 on no hoe. Like that's the chorus, and it's like. One of the other lines is like, dude, I still get 7 years left of doing what I want and all this other shit. And you re-listen to it now and you're like, actually, you don't. You're a father now.
Right.
And, you do go 50-50 with a hoe because you're paying child support and all of this shit. So like you look back at these songs now and you're like, no, but I mean, a lot of rap music is practicing what you preach. So it's like, dude, if you're not like Extension, that guy who got gunned down.
Right.
You keep rapping about the fucking hood and gang members and all this shit, and you're not one. Congratulations, the gang came back and got you.
Right.
With Drake, you're rapping about this life that you don't really live anymore. So
right.
It's strange. It's a strange album for that reason, where, again, you sit there and you try to find these hidden meanings in songs, and maybe they're not there. Maybe I'm just making these up in my head. Right. But, again, looking back on it, like, shit, you're looking at Just Hold On, We're Going Home.
Yeah.
You're looking at Marvin's Room. You're looking at I Want This Shit Forever, Man. Remember with Kanye, Lil Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
Eminem, that track, Take Care. You're looking at fucking I Need a One Day.
Yeah.
You're looking at Hotline Bling. You're looking at, like started from the bottom. Now we're here, dude.
Dang.
Started from the bottom. Now the whole team's here. Yeah.
Gosh, but he really was at the top then, wasn't he? It's really hard to claw your way back. I mean,
I think at this point in anyone's career, rap and rock, by the way, and I know I've said this a few times on the show, but like I hate to focus on rap. However, these are the only new albums that have been coming out over the summer. So I'm stoked for the next big rock album or next big country album as well. It just hasn't happened yet. And it will, it's just not, it's not going on right now. But I think with this, at this point in Drake's career, Lil Wayne's career, any rapper essentially, it's got to be fucking bangers and hits. Like this slow ballad shit isn't going to cut it anymore. When people want to dance, people want to party.
Do some like good samples, like, you know what I mean?
Kanye
samples some like.
But it goes back to Kanye's genius, where it's like, dude, you go for those 4 albums of Kanye, like, fuck, man, there's some lights out samples on there that like he's the best producer in the world. And after this Drake album, I think there's no doubt about it, where you're like, what if you had given Kanye to Drake to produce that whole album? Holy fuck. Could have been incredible. So right. I don't know, because the lyrics and all that shit were there on the Drake album. It's just there was no good beats and nothing to party to. And that's, I think, in a time where the country is so divided, people just want to fucking party.
That's the thing. It's like we don't want to like hear your life story.
Yeah.
Or like even that Jay-Z, what was it, 422 or whatever?
444, yeah.
Yeah. Shitty. I don't want to hear about. It's just an artistic piece.
And by the way, same with the Jay-Z and Beyonce album, because I want to bring that up. That's the quietest you'll ever hear a Jay-Z and Beyonce album. I haven't heard 2 words about that.
I'm seeing some people say it's fire, but like not as many as should be.
And it's the same thing, I think, with that, where it's an artistic piece where it's fine, but you know, Beyonce's gone super hood, and you're like, man, when was that point where you were super hood?
Happen? Yeah. I don't know. It's like she's trying to convince everyone that she is. I told you.
There was one song on that album where she drops the N-word like 50 times, and not like Nigga, but just a hard ER at the end of that. And you're like, whoa, Beyonce, I don't think I have ever heard you say this, let alone 50 times in a song, where you're just like, it just doesn't fit the brand.
Nobody's making like Now That's Music. You know what I mean? Do you remember those discs?
Oh, God. You know, Now That's Music is obviously just #1 hits, like combined into one.
But all of them were like...
Well, because it's other artists. They're just combining into
I know.
I'm
just saying there's
Jessie.
No...
Yeah. You're disappointed about it. I get it.
It's no Now That's Music 3.
Yeah. But look, in a time where you want to party, like really party, we need something out there, something to fucking rage to. I still go Post Malone this year, as far as party album. Like, and
I didn't think I would, but I guess it's true.
I'm hearing it everywhere still, and more and more people are popping up in Post Malone's favor. We were just like, holy shit. He played the Hollywood Bowl over the weekend.
Oh dang.
So, wait, this is great because you and I know the Hollywood Bowl better than anyone. We've been there a million times. Love going to concerts at that venue. It's incredible.
Yes.
And his show sold out in like 4 minutes. And so they added another one. And not only did they add them, but the people, and you can tell how hot people are at the minute, where if guest stars start popping up, we were just like, oh shit, this has gone huge. Like, dude, the Migos came. I mean, Future, fucking.
And did like
everybody
got on stage?
Oh yeah. And we were just like, they wanted to be a part of it. And I remember that, back in the day where it was just like, dude, you would see Rihanna at Staples Center in LA, and like 80 guest stars would come out just because they wanted to be a part of it, of the excitement and everything that was going on. And that's the only person I've seen that with this year, where you're just like, shit. I mean, everybody's showing up for him.
What an unlikely
hero.
Winner. What an unlikely winner in this whole thing.
And it was impressive to see over the weekend with the amount of guest stars that came out, where you're just like, holy shit, this is a star-studded event across the board. And good for him, man. He earned it, and he's dropping fucking hits. That last album was all hits. This one's all hits. Like, Post Malone, I'm with you.
Keeps going.
Yeah, and look, Pusha T's album.
He stopped.
It's great, and it's but it's only 7 songs.
Right.
Post Malone was 18. Didn't give a fuck. Here's 18. Enjoy yourself. Yeah. And again, like with this party aspect element of it, this goes into Wild Wild Country, what we were watching, where you just want to party and have a good time. So like with this documentary, I can understand why people join that cult.
For sure.
They just want to party and have a good time. And let's face it, no one was partying and having a better time than those people in the wild country before that got fucked up. Yeah.
Than the sannyasas. I mean, and my girl.
Yeah.
Mahanan Sheila. How fucking gangster is that bitch? Did you you really finished it?
I did. I finished the whole thing.
Gangster motherfucker.
You had already seen it from the get-go. Like, I think it was out on Netflix for like 8 minutes and you had already watched the whole thing.
If it's a documentary,
yeah, you're in.
I've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no one can be like, have you seen? And have me say, no, I haven't seen it.
Right.
That's my J.
Yeah. And a lot of people have been talking about Wild Country. I finally succumbed to it. God damn, it's hard to get through.
It really
for me,
is.
All the episodes are way, way too long.
It was hard for me too.
There wasn't one of those that was under an hour and 9 minutes. Last night's the finale of it. It's a 6-part series. Was like an hour and 19 minutes, and like you could have that could have been a 2-hour doc, and you're good. You're good.
I know.
I just don't.
Once it picks up, though, were you down for like 4 through 6?
Nope, not one of them did. Was I not looking at my watch going, fuck, man, let's speed this up?
Like what happens?
Yeah.
You're just sort of like, where's the...
You didn't have to show them dancing 80 times every single episode. Like,
I think you did.
I got it. No,
I think you really needed to understand what was going on at Rajneeshpuram.
No, and the lawyer who kept crying, the guy who kept crying over and over again, who... worked there and lived there and all this shit.
That little guy. Oh. Boy.
Because overall, the story was unbelievably fascinating.
It really was.
And
it's crazy that shit happened.
Crazy story, crazy environment. But for, I think total running time of that entire thing was probably 8.5 hours. And
my God, it really could have been 90.
90 minutes, 2 hours, maybe a 2-hour doc would have been
a 2-parter maybe.
Or just a 2-hour movie.
All right.
What is that? Is it to keep people on Netflix?
It's just an attention thing. It's an attention deficit disorder that we as a nation have.
No,
now.
not that. But like, so you take that, right? I had an attention deficit disorder watching this thing because it was too long.
But you could, you saw one.
Yeah.
And then you could go do your life, whatever, or you could binge it if you wanted.
Yeah.
That's just the culture. You know that.
I wanted to feel like I was in with everyone else of like what people were talking about. And it's a lot of why we do a podcast, because you're interested, you're curious, you want to.
And when people send us things to talk about, we're like, okay, you're into it, let's check it out.
Everybody has been watching Wild Wild Country, and I watched it, and it was like every episode was a fight for me.
Yeah.
For the last 25 minutes, where I was just like, great.
But that's everyone's
should have ended
comment on it. So I'm wondering.
I didn't.
It was something they tried, I think, and
they
don't
feel that with the staircase.
No, because it was almost, they were following it in real time. This is where they were like, it was a story that already happened, done and done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could condense that. This one, it felt like they were filming as they were going. They were like finishing episodes. It felt like. And moving on because it took so long.
So let me ask you this, because you're the serial killer cult leader follower. Like, yeah, exactly. Looking around your set, it's yeah, exactly. It's all the best of the best here. Yeah. After watching it, of being in a cult, because I've never seen that much footage from inside of a cult before.
Because it wasn't a cult, but go ahead.
What would you call it? Would you classify it as a religion? I classify it as a cult, me personally.
It's a religion that's like still going on. It's a spiritual leader, which it's a little bit different. And that's why they had so much access. They were talking to the press. The only thing they were hiding was money. They weren't fucking with kids. They weren't making people fucking, there was like.
Yeah. But,
do you know what I mean?
With that, when I say cult, if you're convincing people to give you money in a pyramid type scheme where it's all going to the top, because it was going to Bhagwan and it was going to Sheila.
Right. But they weren't paying money. They were buying stuff in their community. So like the things that they
clothes
were buying,
it was mandatory to wear. You had to wear.
Right.
So, but that's all a form of.
It's hard, yeah.
So take Scientology, for example, right?
Okay.
Which another one I consider as a cult. I don't consider that a religion as well.
Okay.
Same thing. You have to buy books, tapes, all this shit to go up this thing. It's.
So what's the question then?
with this cult,
Yeah.
can you understand why people are in it? And would you ever possibly have done something like that based on the time period?
So for me, groupthink of any kind scares me. Whether it's like Christian church down the street, anywhere where a bunch of people are like thinking one thing and following one person is scary. And even in this, like in Wild Country, some shit happened. Even as like low key and just like do your thing. We're not going to make you fucking do anything. Just live in harmony and, come to these lectures and let's just make a great society that's out of regular society was their main thing. Just super hippie, free love was their main thing.
Yeah.
So even with that, some bad things can happen when you're just like, you're going with the group and no one has individual thought. So for me, I don't understand anything like that. I don't understand going into any kind of cult or like major religion that's really strict, including Christianity, Catholicism, all of that. Some bad things can happen when you do it in the name of.
Sure, but let's say you're not. And
not what?
Here's my side of it. So let's say you're not doing it in the name of. So this took place in what, 1983?
Yeah.
Early 80s.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It lasted a little while.
4.5 years. Yeah, it was a while that they took over this town in Oregon, Antelope, Oregon. And what do they rename it? Rajneesh?
Rajneesh.
Yeah.
The Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh.
So they were drinking all day.
Sure.
You had the option to beers.
Okay. You could do whatever. You could literally do whatever.
You could have sex
anywhere, all the
day,
time,
all night,
with whoever.
With whoever. There was no relationships.
Yes.
There was none of that. You worked jobs. You ate
within
food.
the community.
Within the community, you ate food. So here's why I can see that I see this. And
sure.
This might sound fucked up, right? Hypothetical. Let's say you're just out of college, early 80s. There is no social media that exists, right? You're maybe not sure what you're going to do with your life. And you're like, all right, there's this town in Oregon where you can have sex with multiple women. They don't care what you look like. They're not going to judge you based on looks.
Right.
You can have sex with multiple women, drink all day, do minimum jobs, like, not crazy
or
amount
not.
of work or not.
It looked like
some
a lot
of them weren't working.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you were kind of figuring out your life. Maybe you were unhappy with the president, with Reagan, or what was going on at the times. You wanted to check out of the media that was going on, because I think the 80s was the Cold War.
Listen,
with Russia
20s,
and all that shit.
I would have gone.
You can check out of life essentially, and then go and fucking party. I would, me personally, if I was lost in life and I didn't have any money and I wanted to go do something fun for a few years, I would pretend to be into the Bhagwan and all that other bullshit and be like, oh my God.
I would go
isn't
check
this
it
great?
out. Yeah. The thing that was weird to me is those people thought it was going to last forever. They were so surprised that kind of,
some of them,
they couldn't sustain that kind of lifestyle.
Some of them, yeah.
But yeah, and it looks like when they're interviewed afterwards, they've all grown up to be fairly well-adjusted, normal people that were hippies essentially back in the day in Oregon, which again, I would have to say, I guess you're right. Probably in my 20s, I would check it out. I would go to that festival thing, the World Festival, and be like,
music
dang, you can
and
just
partying
live here? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do it.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So it's like when I see something like that, I think to myself, if I was lost in life, why not? Because me personally, I'm mentally strong enough that you're not going to get me to believe in your bullshit, whatever it is across the board. I'm also strong enough to be like, hey, I can see a situation for what it is and enjoy it for what it is while I'm going through it. So fuck it. Why not party carefree for a couple years with no rules?
Sure. Yeah.
And if let's say you're a kid in the 80s, which a lot of those people in the documentary look to be in their 20s.
Yes. If not younger. Yeah.
Let's say you're 22 years old in the 80s and you're looking at this. You grew up with your parents probably going to Woodstock, hearing about the stories, seeing the movie and all that shit. you're probably a little nostalgic for like, man, I wish there was something like that for me today. And then this pops up and you're like, fuck. That seems like everything that my parents were talking about or the Woodstock movie or things that I saw on TV.
So what scared everybody about it is that Jonestown had just happened.
Right.
So, and that's like the worst that it can get. And it had just happened. So as far as being like, you know, really worried about that many people following one person, it was you know, you could kind of see why people went crazy about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think
it's scary. For
me too. It also goes back to one of my favorite movies of all time is this movie called The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love that movie more than life. I've probably seen it like 30 times. A lot of people didn't dig it when it came out, and it just kind of disappeared as a DiCaprio movie. And it's probably my first or second favorite DiCaprio movie.
Okay.
And it's that same element of you're going to an island, you're going to live with 30 to 40 people. You were checked out of society. You each have a job that you do, and you can date and do whatever you want, drink liquor. And, you know, if you bring shit back, like you can do all that and just check out of society altogether.
Ultimately that went bad, right?
Yes.
So
as they all do.
They it's
all
very
will.
Lord of the Flies. Like somebody will always, you know, in a position of power, do something shitty. Even in this one where it's like the people in power just seem so genuine in this, you know, the Rajneesh.
Right.
They weren't trying. They really just wanted this to work. Some of them.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, the lawyer guy, the mayor, whatever. Like they really just wanted this like society to be what life is. And there was no like, let me see what I can get these people to do and how much power I can have. There were a couple people that were like that ruined all of it. Right. And it will always, always happen that way. Always.
Yeah, always. Always.
And you can have it for a couple years, but do not think that kind of like, it just...
You can pretty much set your watch to it that it's going to implode. But
somebody will fuck up.
I can tell you though, like from an outsider and looking at this documentary and you know the beach and all those other things, like you can see it where you're like, all right, cool, maybe I'll give this a go.
I will say that's how all cults start, though.
All of them. Same, but by the way, same with Scientology.
Come in. We'll help you. It's all about love. It's all about an alternate. Like, are you unhappy with the world? If you ask that to a lot of people, the answer will be like, yeah. It's pretty shitty right now. Do you have an alternative?
Yeah, I do.
Yes. And for 5 years, it's going to be great. And then I'm going to make you kill yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I get it. Scientology is the same way. Like friends of mine who have been in Scientology or later on down the road went to Scientology, they had a problem. You know, alcohol problem, drug problem, family problem, whatever it was. And that's how they rope you in. Same with a lot of these cults. And, you know, eventually with the Rajneesh thing, it turned bad because they brought in, 6,000 homeless people? Boy.
You got to see it, guys. But
it's a crazy documentary. I wish it was shorter. But I did enjoy it. I wish it was shorter. I'm still going Staircase.
Absolutely.
Above it, and Making a Murder and The Jinx are right there for me personally. The Jinx is probably still my favorite as far as the pacing of it and quick. Like if you're going to show that many episodes, 40 minutes, I think they were 44 minutes a piece. Perfect. And it was just every episode was bang, 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 bang. And you were
and like, it took you on the journey. I think that's what they wanted to do with Wild Country, where it takes you on the journey of, are they bad? Oh, wait, they're good. Oh, wait, they're bad because they like you to flip flop. Same with Making a Murderer, where it's like you want to, one episode, they want you to think he did it. One episode, they want you, they want you to go back and forth. What did I tell you in bed the other day? I was like, when you turn to me and say, do you think he did it?
Yeah.
That's your
dream.
mean, I've never loved you more.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like my dream conversation is when you're watching something to have
a murder and somebody turns to you
someone turns to you and said,
"You did it."
Do you think he did it?
Yeah.
Do you think she did it?
That's pretty much it.
I'm done. I'm done. It's the best.
And did the Duplass brothers do this one?
Do Wild Wild Country?
Yeah.
Yes.
They did.
And they did Evil Genius, I believe. I may be wrong on that.
No, you're right.
Okay.
You're right. Evil Genius.
They're taking over the documentary
Yes,
world.
I meant to tell you this. I afterwards, last night, I was looking up Wild Wild Country and these docs, and the Duplass brothers did a huge article for, I want to say it was the New York Times. Don't quote me on that. Somebody big like that. And they were talking about them being an overnight success with all of this Netflix related content. And I was just like,
what?
Because I'd
be pissed if I was the Duplass brothers.
Well, they played into it. They were like, yeah, we're an overnight success after 17 years or whatever. I was just like, man, you were on the league for 8 seasons. You're super rich.
Oh, not to mention, from Sundance on, they've been making probably 2 or 3 movies a year.
Oh, a year, yeah. And
that are fairly big.
Cyrus and there's a bunch of them. Baghead.
Maybe I'm overestimating the indie world and how much people actually know about it. But I in the indie world, they're the gods.
But here's the thing: is we're from Hollywood, so we know. So maybe everybody else doesn't know, and that's what I thought when I read this article last night. Because what I got out of it was the Duplass brothers didn't themselves. They acknowledged it, and they said, "Yeah, we don't." We're famous now, but we weren't famous. I guess so. But again, the league was a pretty big show.
But he was just an actor on that.
Yeah.
So as far as them making movies, I guess if you go down the line, mainstream wise, they didn't have.
No, they didn't.
One.
I saw them because I hate them, and they were in Sundance every year, and I kept trying to figure out why everybody was amped about a puffy chair movie when it was just one dude traveling around the country with this one fucking chair. And I was just like, Jesus, man. But good on them. I will say, tapping into that niche now,
finally getting it. You got to respect. I mean,
I do. And look, the content they're putting out and and I say content because I don't know how to classify these.
Documentaries?
Yeah, but not a 6-part document. What is that?
Yeah. It's the way forward, but
it is
not that long.
But yeah,
don't make them that long.
Don't make them that long. But
gosh, they did such a good job with it.
It's almost a new genre now, where it's I feel that OJ doc that won, the Oscar for Best Documentary kind of changed the game on that. Even with the OJ doc, though, I will, because that was 10 parts. The OJ doc, I am still endlessly fascinated by O.J. Simpson. I will fucking watch anything with that murder trial. Maybe it's because I grew up with it, and when I was a kid, and that was the biggest case in the world at the time, and I'll still sit and watch everything. But as an outsider,
so frustrating.
As an outsider looking at that doc, as great as it was, 10 is a lot. 10 episodes is a lot of OJ. You could cut out half of that, That could have been a 5-part thing, or a 3.5-hour movie, or whatever you want to classify it as. Same with Wild Wild Country, where it's all right, I get it, man. You've got all this footage and you want to show it, but it's not always necessarily the best way to do it. I mean, I improv for hours on my movies, and people will find these clips on YouTube. 4 people yesterday found the Gene Vandenham outtakes from Range 15. And there is 20 minutes on YouTube, and everybody was like, man, all of this should have been in the movie. I don't understand. So I got an email yesterday. You directed this. It's your character. Why isn't all of this in the movie? Because it's fucking gold.
You don't want it.
Yes, it is. But then I'm turning a 90-minute movie into a 2-hour movie that is unnecessary in comedy. And some of your best bits are going to have to be out in order to serve the movie itself as a whole and make people want to stick around and watch the entire thing. Because there was, again, with Wild Country, there was parts of it where I was just like, I cannot stay awake for this one more time.
And then they get you with some writhing, naked, hairy people.
Yeah.
And then you're, back in.
Boom.
I'm back in.
I'm snapped.
Gosh.
I'm snapped back in. I was just like, all right.
Violently.
Yeah.
Violently naked. I don't know how else to.
Well, if you're going to do it.
In your face naked.
If you're going to be naked, it should be violent.
It should be violent and aggressive.
Yeah.
It should scare you a little bit, but you're intrigued.
Yeah.
Always.
It's sexually frightening.
Sure.
Is what a lot of people call it in the biz, I believe.
Yeah.
With that, let's get to the revolutionary figure of the day.
Oh, my goodness.
We wanted to go with yours, your favorite cult leader.
We did?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is your day, James.
Oh, okay.
This is your day. We went hard in the docks. And
sorry, guys.
who is your favorite cult leader of all time?
Well, Jim Jones.
Yes. Yeah. And why? Tell the audience why. Because we have this conversation off air a lot. And you always say it with just, oh, yeah, it's Jim Jones. Like, that's why.
I mean,
how many people did he kill? Was it 2,000 or something like that?
900.
Okay.
900 people.
Wow. That's a lot of fucking people.
It's a lot of people, including like a senator.
Yeah.
Including like.
Well, the senator he murdered, the rest of them drank the Kool-Aid, right?
With a gun to their head. So it is murder. Don't think for one second that they like.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know much about killers.
So when people are like, yeah, they drank the Kool-Aid, they were forced to. It was either that or you get shot in the head.
Really?
Yeah. They were forced to do it. If people did do it, there was like a couple, they were brainwashed. I mean, it was like this one, it's because it's so fascinating. He's so fascinating that he got these people. I mean, the conditions were insane. He was beating people. He was like, I mean, it was so bad. And they just
kept going along with it. Yeah.
And followed him all the way to Guyana. And like, it's just, he's the best to ever do it. And I'm sorry to say it that way, but yeah. My God, I mean, the shot of the helicopter going over Jonestown, when everyone has died, it's crazy, right?
I've seen that picture, and that's why I thought it was like 2,000 because it's so many bodies where you're like, I can't believe this.
Just in this like middle of nowhere jungle, including himself, so he did it as well. Okay. I don't know if he blew his brains out because of paranoia. So like he knew that people were coming for him because that senator came. So it's like, and people were starting to leave. There were some people that went with him on the plane,
right?
Ran away. So like his whole thing was crumbling, and so he just had to end it.
Yeah, that's creepy.
It's so creepy, and he's so creepy. Like his voice.
Yeah.
So, and then the recordings that they have from the killings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Those are nuts. With the Koresh one, I kind of understand where you were like,
and there's still people that follow that religion.
Like, well-spoken dude and decent-looking, well-spoken dude. And we're just like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Again, once they get into like fucking with kids, you got to write them off.
Sure.
Not cool. But before that, you know, the idea was okay with Koresh, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think he was, I don't know. That one's a hard one because there was the way that they got fucked up, the way that the police went in there and just started, I mean, shooting with kids and starting fire. I mean, that was so fucked up.
Right.
But what they were doing was a little bit crazy too. So Koresh is one that I don't understand as much, as there's so much footage and so much like on the People's Temple. There's just Jonestown, Jim Jones. There's just so much to go over. You have so much information that it's like you get it.
Did you listen to those tapes? Have you ever listened to the tapes?
Yeah.
The audio tapes?
Mm-hmm.
Oof. That's fucking insane.
The kids
isn't it?
crying.
Oh, yeah.
And so him like talking each person through it.
Yeah.
Again, what you don't see is like there's guns drawn on them. If they try and run away, they get shot down in the field. So it's a sticky spot to be in. So it's hard to, I think a lot of people and survivors hate the idea that it's like drank the Kool-Aid, like suicide, because there was no suicide.
How many survivors were there?
I don't know exactly. There's not a lot. There's people that got out before Jonestown, from Jonestown itself when they actually moved down to Guyana.
Right.
Not many.
Okay.
Maybe 20.
Ugh.
That ran away, got away in that last part. So not a lot.
All right. Man.
But revolution, best to ever do it.
Yeah, you're welcome, James. You're welcome.
It's hard to say that, but it's true.
We're back, kids. We're doing video again. You can download these on iTunes or subscribe. Yeah, subscribe on iTunes and YouTube. We're back.
YouTube.
New sets, new year, new donkey. I love it. Thank you to Woodburn Warriors for this fucking amazing piece that is behind me. And man, grill your ass off. Oof, I'm gonna be hitting you up. Promo code Revolution on Grill Your Ass Off. Promo code Revolution on Woodburn Warriors as well. Welcome to the show, kids. We appreciate you having us. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. the J-Bulls, I am Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good night, everyone.
Good night.